So PocketJam is an app that incentivizes children to solve maths problems to unlock their pocket money. So essentially it's teaching them basic math, which has been found to improve financial literacy, and then obviously just the habit of getting into the habit of saving from really young. You're building those crucial habits which you'll take through to you, like into your adulthood.
Yeah, so how it started was I have always been very passionate about both finance and education. I worked in financial services for some time and studied and lectured on both finance and accounting, and I got excited about and joined a startup a few years back which focused on crowdfunding for students for university. So it was a combination of education and fintech, and yeah, that's where I met Kath.
Yeah, so working together in this innovation agency, because Nick was the finance guy, I always used to ask him all of my financial questions, ask him about investment advice, and not just myself, a lot of my colleagues used to do the same thing. So it got me thinking, do you need to have a degree in finance? I mean, we were all educated, but do you need to actually have a degree in finance to be able to make basic money decisions?
The finance education has been something that's been tried by governments, so particularly with the more complicated financial world that we live in now, these programs are gaining popularity, but there's no research that's conclusive to say that they work or don't work. But for example, what's been shown in the latest PISA scores, which are the global benchmarking scores for 15-year-olds, China, for example, scored the best in the financial literacy section, despite the fact that they don't actually teach financial literacy in their core curriculum. So we discovered there that it's actually your basic numeracy skills that has a very high impact with your financial literacy in adulthood, and hence that's why we're trying to focus specifically on numeracy at a young age.
Getting your basic math right. And then once you understand basic math, like principles and everything, we form the questions as word problems, so you actually learn to apply these maths concepts. So once you start to understand it in that way, then obviously it becomes way more applicable, later on.
So what we learned from previous experience in the startup space is that it's really important to find a product that a small group of users really loves from the start. Both Kath and I have worked on 2 startups previously. In my world, it's 2 education startups, and I think we tried to scale too quickly, and I think Kath had a similar experience where we didn't have a product that people really loved from the start. So what we're trying to do with PocketJam is rather find a group of about 100 users, which Y Combinator suggests is the right amount, and build a product that they will rave about and really love, and then scale from there.
I mean, then they start speaking about it as well. So
you'll end up getting organic traffic. And then the other thing is, we were very much focused on university startups, and you can have a much higher impact if you start young. So with PocketJam, we're starting developing habits such as math and saving from a young age, which we hope will have a much higher impact down the line.
And then I also think, with the project that I worked on, and then also the university student platform that you were working on, the revenue model is also such an important thing to start to understand from early on, because I think you guys tried to introduce it a little bit too late, and then you didn't really know how to make it work, and then ours was just a bit of a mess from the beginning, and then it's so difficult to come back from that. So I think, I don't think you necessarily have to have it set in stone from the beginning, but to just have an idea of where you're going to be introducing it is more important than a lot of people tell you.
So our goal with PocketJam is to really create financially independent future generations. And that's our mission statements, and we do that through creating great habits in kids from a young age. Now obviously we're South African, so this is something that we will hope to get to work locally, but from a scaling standpoint, there's no reason that this cannot work in many different countries. So
to have a global impact on financial literacy or financial independence.
Yeah, and so instead of just limiting it to impacting a couple of tens of thousands of students, we could impact millions of students. So that's the goal, sort of 5 years from now, is to have huge impact on a global scale.
I think the incubation program has been great. It's exceeded my expectations for sure. It's been very well organized. They've covered every aspect of the business, and they've got experts in pretty much any field of the business. So if you need legal advice or financial advice or technical advice, there's someone there that'll be able to help you out. And everyone's very approachable and friendly. They're always willing to make time for you. So I've really enjoyed that.
And I think within Zug and the greater Swiss community, they're very well networked. So if there's any area of the business that we haven't been able to receive help from the experts, they have a network that they're able to assist us with. So they've been fantastic in terms of that helpfulness.
Yeah, the network really is amazing. And even all these networking events that are always being hosted here, like we've really met some very helpful people. I'm going to say burger, but I know you're going to say pizza.
Yeah, I've got a famous pizza joint in Cape Town, which I'm missing dearly.
We eat, yeah, it's like a Sunday tradition. Or we'll always go and get pizza from this specific pizza place.
Nonalina, it's in Sea Point.
He loves it so much that he even wrote a review to make sure that they don't go out of business. And like no one really writes those Google reviews for like Nonalina.
Yeah, it's my one and only Google review, but I hope it has high impact.